The night was cold, the kind that makes the stars shiver. A boy no older than 8 stood barefoot by the side of a lonely road, clutching a torn teddy bear against his chest. His eyes, hollow, frightened, and red from crying, glimmered in the headlights of roaring motorcycles slowing to a stop. The leader, a broad-shouldered man with tattoos crawling up his neck, killed his engine and pulled off his helmet. "Kid," he said, voice rough but not unkind. "You lost?" The boy swallowed hard, his voice barely more than a trembling whisper. They took my sister." For a moment silence fell, heavy and dangerous. Then one by one the bikers turned toward each other, their engines ignited again, growling like thunderclouds ready to break. This night, something inside them shifted. This was no ordinary ride. This was war. Before we dive in, if you believe kindness still exists in this world, hit that like button, share this story, and subscribe to Be Kind TV for more real, powerful stories that remind us humanity still roars louder than hate. Story begins. The boy's name was Eli. His sister, Lila, was 12, bright, fearless, and fiercely protective of her little brother. They lived in a crumbling house at the edge of town, the kind forgotten by time and mercy. Their mother had passed years ago, and their father, lost to drink, came home less and less. That night, Lila had gone to the nearby gas station to get bread and milk, and she never came back. Hours later, Eli had run through the woods, sobbing, until the distant rumble of motorcycle engines pulled him from the dark. He stumbled onto the highway, desperate, barefoot, terrified, right into the path of the Steel Serpents, a biker gang feared across 3 states. Men covered in tattoos, leather vests, and scars that told stories no one dared ask about. But that night, as Eli's voice cracked and his tears hit the asphalt, fear didn't matter. Because something about the boy, something about the word sister, cut straight into their chests. The leader, Reed Rex Dalton, crouched down to meet the boy's eyes. His own were sharp as glass, but behind them a storm of old pain flickered. "Who took her?" he asked, his tone steady, cold. Eli pointed toward the woods. "A black van, with broken lights. They said she'd be safe if I didn't scream." Rex clenched his jaw, glancing toward his brothers. Diesel, the tall one with the beard like steel wire, muttered, "Traffickers. We've seen their kind before." The air grew heavy. The men knew what that meant. Rex stood, slipped his helmet back on, and said the words that sent adrenaline through every man's veins: "Mount up. We're not letting them vanish." Engines ignited, a symphony of fury roaring into the night. The hunt begins. The bikers tore down the asphalt like a storm unleashed. 20 engines thundering, headlights cutting through mist and darkness. Eli rode with Rex, arms wrapped around the man's thick leather jacket, his tears drying in the wind. The boy pointed toward a dirt trail splitting off the road. "That way! I saw their lights!" Rex veered hard, gravel spraying like sparks. The pack followed, their formation tight, their hearts pounding with a mix of rage and purpose. They had been called criminals, outlaws, monsters. But tonight, they were angels of vengeance on wheels. As they climbed deeper into the forest, Diesel spotted tire tracks, fresh ones. "Rex killed the engines. We walk from here." The men dismounted silently, the forest swallowing the sound of their boots. Rex handed Eli his jacket. "You stay here, kid. I promise we'll bring her back." Eli's voice trembled. "You promise?" Rex bent down. "On my mother's grave." The warehouse, the trail, led to an old lumber warehouse, its windows boarded and its yard littered with broken crates. Faint light flickered from inside. Rex gave hand signals. The men split up, circling the perimeter like wolves stalking prey. Through a crack in the wall, he saw 3 men loading crates into the black van, and beside them, tied to a chair, was Lila. Her eyes were wide, but she didn't cry. She just kept whispering Eli's name. Rex's fists clenched. Something inside him, something buried for years, burned alive. He still remembered his little sister Clara, taken the same way when he was 12. The cops never found her. He joined this life not for the road, but for the ghosts. He whispered into his radio, "On my mark." Then he kicked the door open. The sound exploded like a gunshot. "GT, your hands off her!" Chaos erupted. The bikers poured in, shouting, fists flying. Chains clanged, bottles shattered, boots crashed through crates. Diesel grabbed one of the men by the throat and slammed him into a wall. "You like taking kids, huh?" Rex stormed toward Lila, cutting her ropes with his knife. You okay? She nodded, shaking. Eli, he's scared. He's safe, Rex said. You're both safe now. One of the traffickers pulled a gun, but before he could fire, the roar of a Harley echoed outside. Diesel's brother Mac burst through the door with the van keys. He'd ripped off another man. Within minutes, the fight was over. The kidnappers were down, bloodied, restrained with zip ties. Rex dragged their leader, a scarred man with a serpent tattoo, into the moonlight. Who else are you working with? The man spat. You think you're heroes? You're just criminals on bikes. Rex leaned close, voice low as thunder. Tonight, maybe, but at least we're the kind that saves kids. The ride back by dawn, the gang was heading back toward town. Lila rode beside her brother in the sidecar, holding his hand tightly. Rex led the convoy, wind whipping through his hair, the first light of morning glinting off their chrome. At the police station, Diesel parked hard, storming inside to make sure the authorities saw the evidence. The van, the men, the footage from their helmet cams. When the sheriff arrived, he stared at Rex. You! Again? You know I could arrest you for what you just pulled, Rex smirked. Then do it. But tell that little girl's mother why you didn't get there first. The sheriff looked away. You got a good heart, Dalton. A bad record, but a good heart. Keep the record, Rex said. We'll keep the road. A bond forged in fire that afternoon. Eli ran toward Rex as the bikers prepared to leave. He hugged the man's leg tightly. You really came for her, the boy said softly. Rex knelt, placing a hand on the boy's shoulder. No one should lose their sister. Eli looked up, his eyes full of trust. Will I ever see you again? Rex smiled faintly. Whenever you hear thunder, kid, that's us saying hi. The engines rumbled to life again, rolling out onto the road like a storm retreating to the horizon. Eli watched until the sound faded into silence. But that night, when lightning cracked across the sky, he smiled, because he knew, somewhere out there, the steel serpents were still riding.